So how do we use it? We're going to show you how to use these machines, scalar scans, regular Rife scans, and of course, remote technology. So biofeedback, what is a biofeedback scan? I take two pads, I put them on my body. I use a Generator X Pro to sweep through frequencies of 41,000 to 1.8 million hertz, looking for resonant frequencies, looking for that glass that's going to resonate at 532 hertz or that high C note, right? So we're looking for the resonant frequencies in the human body. If you are obese, if you have a problem with fat burning, if you have a problem with energy, if you have a CMV infection, this biofeedback scan will, through the resonant frequencies, will find the problem and record it. The computer records it. It uses the frequency to put back into the body to solve the problem. All right. Now that's a lot of information. It may not make sense. Bear with me. Remember, we go back to the shattering of the glass at 532 hertz, the resonant frequencies. So I can kill parasites easy, get rid of cancer cells. That's easy. I can help with energy. Every day when I get up in the morning, I put on energy vitality frequencies through the remote. So I take a piece of fingernail, I put it into a XM generator with the remote attachment. I expose that piece of DNA to frequencies for energy, and I get the benefit of the energy no matter where I am, walking around and going about my work. This is known as quantum entanglement. We're going to be talking about that. Okay. So during biofeedback scan, you receive a type of signal or frequency. Okay. And signals are carefully monitored during a biofeedback scan to look for resonant frequency. Resonance is the most important physical attribute that we use in Rife technology. So to treat and discover problems with the human body. So we use these range of frequencies of 500 to 50,000 hertz. We sweep those frequencies and we look for the resonance in the human body. So if there's a parasite in your body which has a resonant frequency of 32,556 or whatever the number is, it will resonate or vibrate at that frequency. And the computer says, oh, I found this resonant frequency in your body. Here's the number. This is what it is. We reapply that frequency to shatter the glass with the resonant frequency or kill the parasite and remove it from the body. And it's that easy. I have my clients saying, well, I'm not that computer savvy. I've been using computers for 40 years. I'm practically a computer nerd, I guess, going back into the 80s where we had these big computers and they didn't do a whole lot for you. But I have other people, look, I'm not that computer savvy. Can I still do this computer program? Can I still use Spooky2? And the answer is always yes. Look, I can teach you how to do this. I'll show you how to use the program. The program is incredibly fast and easy to use. I'll teach you how to do this. It's not hard, okay? I'll show you at the end of this, at the end of the presentation, I'll show you exactly, I'll fire up the program and show you how to do this. It's easy, okay? Rife Scalar. People ask me, what is scalar energy? I've heard of Royal Rife. I've seen your seminar. What is the scalar energy thing anyway? You know, how do I sit in between two boxes and figure out what's wrong with me? How do I do that? It's easy. Scalar energy is the energy of meridian pathways, the energy pathways in our body, the chakras, the chi, the prana, right? The force. Use the force, Luke. Remember? Well, that is scalar energy. How about that relating to it? So that's what scalar energy. So if I put you in a scalar field that I form with these two boxes, you sit in between it, and then I add modulated Rife frequencies into that field. Those Rife frequencies that pass through the body will find the resonance, that parasite that resonates at a certain frequency. Okay, well, I can use that frequency to destroy the parasite like the glass. Right? Look up the glass shattering on the YouTube. It'll show you, you know, they go, ooh, and bam, the glass shatters. Okay, I guess it's a novelty. It gets old, right? Okay, so Royal Rife found that pathogens respond to a particular frequency. Go back and look at my seminar on the history of Rife technology. It's a mind blower. It's on my website. It's free, okay? So by using modulated Rife frequencies through the scalar field, using the force, Luke, we can figure out what's wrong with you and then treat you. And it's painless. And we kill parasites in people every day of our lives, and they feel nothing except better than when the parasite is gone. How about that? Okay, so the first thing we do is we take our transmitter box, we turn a simple dial and make this light right here bright. So that's tuning it up. We tune our box. It takes 20 seconds, 10 seconds. Turn it on, tune it up. We're done. That's the first thing. Okay, anybody can do that. All right, then we connect our two scalar boxes. There's a wire that goes from this box to that box. This is the transmitter box. This is the receiver box. We connect them and then we sit in a chair or lounge chair, like what I have for my clients. And then we run our scan. The scan takes 8 minutes. At the end of the 8 minutes, we look at our resonant frequencies that we use to engage our treatment process. So we kill parasites. We discover frequencies associated with obesity, fat burning frequencies, energy programs, metabolic disorders, and we treat people through the scalar field. We treat people and help them overcome their obesity by figuring out frequencies that are associated with the problem that they have. Okay, also we can go straight into the database and put up increased energy, or put up increased fat metabolism and so on. So we can do all that by physics. We can help ourselves manage problems of weight loss by using physics, by using resonant frequencies. Okay, so that is how we do it. It takes 8 minutes. The treatment is 1 hour. We use the top 20 resonant frequencies to help the body overcome weight gain by treating metabolic problems, by increasing fat loss, right? By increasing energy. So let's take a look at that further. Now, also you can place compounds on the receiving end of the black box. So over here, let's go back to this. This right here is the receiver scalar box. We put essential oils there, and then we receive the frequency energy of the essential oils into the scalar field, which is right here. So any compound that is beneficial, we replace, just put it on the receiver coil, and then that frequency of that compound is passed through the scalar field. This is the transmitter box. The transmitter box is hooked up into our Generator X Pro, which is then hooked up into our computer. And this is the Spooky2 program installed on our laptop computer, which I'm going to open up very soon and show you how to work. Is it that easy? Yeah, I can set up this whole system in less than 5 minutes flat. If somebody had a timer and said, go, I can, hustle, set up my boxes, connect my boxes, tune my scalar device, hook it up into Generator X, turn on my computer, fire up the program, and 5 minutes later, I'm running a scan. Less than 5 minutes. How hard is that? It's easy. I can show you how to do it. It's very easy. So place the compounds. Now look at this. This is amazing stuff. When you put the essential oils on the receiving coil, you receive the benefit of the frequency of the oil. Remember, all matter in the universe has a resonant frequency which can mimic it. So I have frequencies that can destroy matter and frequencies that imitate beneficial compounds. So every essential oil has a frequency which is basically the same thing. So if I have a frequency that is associated with an oil, I can place the oil here, and the computer or the scalar device can then pass the frequency of the oil and receive the benefit of the essential oil without using it. Fascinating stuff. Now, if I have a prescription drug, I can determine the molecular weight of the drug and receive the benefit of the frequency of the drug and receive the benefit without the side effects. Now, take that, prescription drug industry. Pow! Dig that, baby. Now, they don't like me, but I don't have a problem with that. If for the bad people don't like me, well, then I guess what? I'm doing my job. So if you know the molecular weight of a compound, you know the frequency which can mimic the effect of the compound when we ingest it. Now we can just use a frequency in the scalar field and receive the same effect of the compound, because every resonant frequency mimics the effect of a compound, whether it's a prescription drug, essential oil. Now dig that. That is amazing stuff. So on the transmitter coil, we can place a glass of water, which will imprint the resonant frequency into the water. Why is that? Because water has the ability to hold on to frequencies. Back in the day, you know, they were working with water and determined if they froze the water, it would form very nice crystals when exposed to pleasant music. You know, heavy metal, headbanging, trash metal, evil music, whatever you want to call it. When they exposed that to the water developed ice crystals that really were ugly and not very pretty. Okay, that was the beginning of the research that said that if I expose this water, right, you can see that water, to a frequency, the frequency will be transferred into the water. And when I drink it, I receive the benefit of the frequency into my body through the water. Water is magical. It's like DNA. It has energy and it can be imprinted with frequency. Incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. Okay, essential oils for weight loss. Now, here's the kicker. Remember I said I was going to tell you how to deal with appetite suppressant. Let's say you're doing your intermittent fasting. Let's say you're eating well-balanced diet, lots of vegetables, some meat products, lots of good fats. You're doing your thing. You're losing weight, but let's say at 10 o'clock, you get this wicked Sugar Jones. Man, I dig that. You know what I dig that. So why not try some essential oils, right? So why not find that, take a couple drops of essential oil like juniper oil. Juniper is a little berry. It grows on a little evergreen tree. Why not take a few drops of essential oil, which is an antioxidant, and drink it as an as a appetite suppressant? Or better yet, take that one step further. Take the essential oil, put it on your receiver coil, and receive the benefit of the frequency of the oil without ingesting the oil, or use that frequency in the remote technology. If I have a frequency which mimics the essential oil, I can use that frequency, expose it to a piece of DNA, affect all the rest of the DNA in my body, and receive the benefit of the appetite suppressant. How about that? Okay, so sage basically does the same thing. Researchers found in studies conducted, all right, that essential oils like juniper, sage, and garlic, even just raw garlic and some water, can suppress the appetite until you get to the 2 o'clock intermittent fasting window where you're going to chow down, hopefully, on your vegetables and not bad foods. So you get my drift, right? But these studies found that these essential oils protect the body against oxidative stress. They're good for you, while at the same time, they're good appetite suppressants. Okay, so that's how we deal with that. Okay, let's get into the program. I'm going to open up the program soon and show you how to basically set it up to run a scan. I can do it in less than 10 seconds. You can time me. Go! And I can do it in less than 10 seconds. Okay, so hunt and kill on the scalar machine, using the scalar boxes, is my go-to scan in my everyday practice here in Panama. Somebody who comes into my office and says, I don't know what's going on with me. I feel bad. I have stomach pain. I have no energy. I develop headaches. I have problems, you know, with coordination, whatever. Automatically sit down, put them in the scalar field, run a scan, run a treatment, use the reverse lookup, which I'm going to show you how to do, to figure out what's wrong with them, and then run treatments to fix their problem, fix their chronic disease. It looks like this. So when you set up, you have 2 channels associated with your Generator X Pro. You run your hunt and kill. Automatically, the frequencies appear in this window. They're automatically transferred into treatment phase, and the treatment frequencies are pushed in through the scalar field, treating the human body, which makes us what? Feel better. Kills parasites, bad bacteria, viruses, cancer cells. And then we use that as a diagnosis using reverse lookup to figure out what's wrong with this. So this is the area here that you engage reverse lookup. We use the drop-down menu. We put in scalar. We put in 0.1% tolerance. We hit go. And then we get a list of frequencies associated with programs, which help us develop a diagnosis. We're going to take a look at that. So it's all of the major resonant frequencies. Half of them of those 20 should show up at 0.1% tolerance, with all the programs that are good for us, that all the programs that are important for us, which we can then use in the scalar field. Okay. So let's have a look. How do we interpret scan results? We conduct a reverse lookup. Here's a closer look at what a reverse lookup is. Okay, we put in 8x for the standard Rife scan, which I'll show you how to do in a minute. We put in 0.1% tolerance in the window here. All right, and then we press go. And then it takes about 5 minutes. You'll see a little timer. And then a window will appear with all the resonant frequencies associated with all the important programs, which we can then use in our scalar device. We can then use in plasma. We can then use in our pads, straight putting them on our body using the Generator X Pro. Now, this is what a reverse lookup looks like. The window appears with, let's say, this frequency of 120.33, whatever. It's now going to show you all of the programs that have that frequency as we're going down through the list of programs. Well, here's chronic fatigue syndrome. So if chronic fatigue syndrome, 120 hertz, appears in our reverse lookup of our resonant frequencies that we obtain from our scan, then this is a beneficial program we can use to support weight loss. Okay. Now, when you're running your scan and you have 500 to 50,000 hertz, okay, it's important to understand that you're going to look for frequencies and programs that will help you with weight loss, because that's what your ultimate goal is. Then you need to look for the programs and the resonant frequencies associated with the symptoms that are most important to you. For us, it's going to be chronic fatigue and potentially obesity. So this frequency of 120 hertz is beneficial to the human body when we're trying to lose weight. Okay, and we can pick this program which contain all of the frequencies associated with this condition. All right, all the frequencies associated with that program we can run through the Generator XM, through the remote, or use the pads, or if we're killing something such as candida overload or a parasite, we can use plasma. Okay, and so that's how that works. Again, looking reverse lookup using scalar scan device, fat burn appears in our reverse lookup. Now, I would take the fat burn program and use it as a program for remote technology. So I have a remote technology device. It's a little piece of equipment that attaches to your Generator XM. Then we take a fingernail, we put it inside that attachment, expose it to frequencies for fat burn, which are 786 hertz, which then affects all of the DNA in your body. This is remote technology. Okay, we're going to talk about that more. If your brain, here I go again, right? If your brain has a problem with that, give it time. New ideas take time for the mind to accept and digest. Okay. Again, I run another reverse lookup. These programs, 523 hertz show up in the program. Okay, reverse lookup. Then I want to use that fat burn because it's a resonant frequency in my body. So the scan and the resonant frequency result is telling me that 523 hertz is important to me in burning fat in my body. So then I go to Generator XM and I put it in that program, and then I run it, and it helps me with fat burn. And I gauge in the rest of the multi-prong approach. All right. And the multi-prong approach and using different avenues allows me to successfully engage in weight loss. Okay. Again, this number here appears on our reverse lookup, 45,571 or 45,560. It's close enough to be the same. Big numbers, small changes between the numbers, it's the same thing. Okay, for all intents and purposes. Mathematically, it's different, but it's the same thing when we talk about using that frequency. Okay, let's continue. All right. So obesity and eating disorders at 45,560, we use that frequency as well as the program that contains that frequency, as well as all the other frequencies to help us lose weight, to help us deal with obesity, to help us decrease appetite, to help us burn fat, to increase energy, to decrease chronic fatigue. Do you get where I'm going here? Okay, let's continue. Here's a reverse lookup I did on myself, and I see that candida organ support. Remember, we talked about candida associated with cravings for sugars and so on, poor digestion. and then obesity and eating disorder. So if we use that frequency on remote, it shows us that we can use that frequency in the whole program as part of a resonance, which is important for our body. Our resonance that appears through the scan, which we see through reverse lookup, is important for our body because it's resonating within our body. This 532 hertz or whatever, 45,520 hertz is a resonant frequency within our body, indicating that the program Obesity and Eating Disorders is beneficial for us directly to help us decrease our weight. Okay. Now I'll just quickly go over the biofeedback scan. This is just right here, just the Generator X Pro. All right. Connect to the TENS pads, and then the Generator X Pro is connected to the laptop. That's it. You could literally hook this up in 3 minutes and have it running in under 5 minutes. Okay, that's how easy it is. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, the biofeedback presets, I'm going to open up the program. You simply have to click Hunt and Kill, go to Control Tab, overwrite, go to Channel, and hit Scan. That's it. I can do it in less than 3 minutes. So when you're placing your scan pads, you can put them on the neck. If we're going to treat maybe a cancer on the nose, you can put them on the neck, all right, or on the shoulders. You can put them on either side of the abdomen. For most of the time, that's where the pads go when we're looking at an overall scan. This is a different type of scan than scalar scan. This is a direct scan using TENS pads, which is what I call the standard Rife scan. We conduct a scan. We engage in resonant frequencies as part of the treatment, and then we do reverse lookup the same way. We're using our reverse lookup, percent tolerance, etc. So we select a biofeedback scan in our presets, which is here. Okay, we want to pick Hunt and Kill or a high frequency biofeedback scan, right? Then we go to Control Tab, overwrite Generator, click Scan. You can save the result, or Hunt and Kill goes directly into the treatment phase. There's no need to save a file. It's quick. It continues and you're done before you know it. Okay. Okay, some notes. GX Pro can only be used together with the software when doing a biofeedback scan. You need that machine plus the program to conduct a biofeedback scan. Generator X Pro, only one generator can be run a biofeedback scan at a time. You can't run other scans at a time on the same computer. Okay, other programs should be stopped when running the Generator X on scan. And if you have a good computer like the one I'm using, which has a 32 gigabyte RAM and has 2.8 to 4.7 gigahertz RAM, basically, right? The ability to think, here we go, then we can run other programs. But generally, if you have a slower computer, it may get disrupted when running a scan. Okay. So generally the idea here is don't stick the Spooky2 pads above the neck or over the heart area. It's not recommended to attach the 10 pads to the right hand and left foot. That's the way we used to do it 5 years ago. We don't do that anymore. Okay. The closer to the area that you're scanning, the better. So if you have 2 pads and let's say you have a skin cancer on your arm here from too much sun, we put those pads directly near the skin cancer. The closer, the better. The less healthy tissues between the pads, the more likely we're going to obtain a resonant frequency to treat the skin cancer. The closer, the better to the problem area. Okay, treating obesity remotely. So if I take a fingernail and I put it in this attachment, and then I expose frequencies through my XM generator, which is attached to my laptop, I can then use those frequencies to affect this DNA here, which affects the DNA and the people no matter where they are. Vacationing, whatever, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The frequencies are exposed to the DNA. The DNA then affects all the rest of the DNA that's the same, no matter where you are in the universe. If you're vacationing in Panama and you have a machine that's at your home in Pennsylvania, it's going to affect you in Panama no matter what. This is quantum entanglement. Learn it. It's the future of medicine. So we have to repeat each one of those frequencies at least once every hour. So if I have a list of frequencies, that's going to take an hour to complete 3 minutes per frequency. then I want to repeat those frequencies at least once every hour rotational, so that we run them 24 hours a day. Okay, at least once every hour and potentially once every 4 hours. So you don't want to have 8 hours of programs because it's not going to work, but 1 hour of programs repeating 24 times a day is going to have a better effect on your body, no matter where you are, vacationing or whatever. This is quantum entanglement. Okay. Now, if all the people, you can put multiple fingernails in that remote. If all the people generally don't have a healthy, a serious health condition, then you can put all of the fingernails in the same remote and maybe help your friends with weight loss at the same time that you're helping yourself. If they have weight problems, remember 50% of all the people in modern countries have weight problems. They're obese. So maybe if you're running a fingernail in your generator X and your remote, maybe you can go to your neighbor and say, hey, you know, let me do this for you. Give me a piece of your DNA. I want to conduct an experiment. I want to see how this affects your weight gain. Chances are they say, okay, you know, whatever. You know, you're the weird scientist, to give them the piece of DNA and try it and see what happens. Become a scientist yourself. Why not? It could be fun, right? It could be fun. Okay, so as long as there's not a serious health condition, you can put someone else's fingernail. Now, when you go into the programs, put in a term, fat. I put in fat, looking for programs. How do I treat my fat, my overweight, obesity problem? I put in fat and all these programs come up. Fatigue, fat obesity, fat burn, fat cells. Try the programs through the pads, through the generator X, or use the XM generator, or sit in the scalar field a couple hours a day using these programs. Then ask yourself, how do I feel? How does this help me lose weight with all of the other things I'm doing? The multi-prong approach, which is intermittent fasting, diet choices, right? Mineral supplementation, right? 80% vegetable diet. It's not that hard. It really isn't. No one could come to me and say, oh, it's so hard eating vegetables. No, it isn't. Learn how to season them to make them taste better. Is it hard with intermittent fasting? No, it's not. Is it hard to get Rife technology? No, it's not. I can show you how to do it. None of that stuff is hard. What is hard is this. That's hard. Not the rest of the rest of the work is easy. Okay. So you put it in a remote generator using your laptop to program the generator, exposing the fingernail to fat burn frequencies and increase fat burn in the human body. Dig that. Okay, so chronic fatigue frequencies, you can run to help you get over with chronic fatigue, or put energy in here. I use energy frequencies every day of my life. A lot of the times I work late, I drink green tea, then I can't sleep. So what do? Well, I put in insomnia frequencies. I can show you what that is. I put in sleep frequencies. And then the next day when I'm dragging, or if I have to do a seminar at 8 p.m. at night, and I've already worked 15 hours, how do I stay awake? Besides, well, I might have a little green tea, God help me, but also use your energy frequencies. I have energy frequencies in my remote right now. I have 32 of them running. I put my fingernail in that thing and it gives me energy. Do I sound like a tired person who's worked 16 hours a day? Sometimes when I'm pronouncing big words. Okay, I'm tired. So, but hey, the energy frequencies work. That's my point. That's my point. Okay. So what else? You can load programs into the generator X when you're not running a scan or a treatment, and then use the generator X by itself on the go. So just take that little box. You don't need your laptop. Program the frequencies in there. Take your TENS pads, attach it to the generator X, plug the generator X in, and treat yourself no matter where you are. So take your generator X on the road, and you can even use it in your car. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So click the empty spaces and add the program. So load the programs into the Spooky2 program, hit load generator X. This window appears, find an empty space, double click this program that shows up in the window here, double click, and it's loaded into the generator X. Take your generator X, on the go, bring up one of these programs, double click it. There's a couple buttons on the front of the generator X, and then use those frequencies into the body with just the generator X without the computer. Neat. And this is one of the things I do. I tell some of my clients, I say, use it when you're running on your car 3 hours a day. They're like, I'm not going to use this thing in my car. You crazy? Well, look, think about all the things we do in our car. We eat in our car. We use our cell phones in our car, even though you're not supposed to. We what? Sometimes, you'll be looking at things and thinking about things. Sometimes, people watch TV in the back. They do all kinds of stuff in the car. Why not use a frequency to help yourself? Slap on a couple pads, press a button, and then, use this generator. Now, this is not a frequency generator, but this is a generator which turns a DC power from your cigarette lighter into AC power that you plug your generator X in. I do it all the time. It works. Use your energy programs. You have a headache while you're on the road, use a headache program. You don't have any energy, use an energy program. You want to burn some fat on the road, use a fat burn program. Many people get stuck into traffic like this. Yuck. I used to when I lived in Pittsburgh. I hated traffic. Yuck. Okay, so energy programs you can use, take them on the road, use them take them through the quantum field, put them in the box, put your fingernail in the XM generator box, expose the fingernail to frequencies and affect the rest of the frequencies no matter where you are, affects the rest of your body no matter where you are in the world. So contact me for consultations. I do them every day. What do I do? There's things I do to help people. 1, I'll teach you how to use the program. 2, I'll teach you how to interpret the reverse lookup results. 3, I will give you all of my experience using Spooky2 in healing every kind of chronic disease condition you can think of. Okay, I do that every day of my life. I've done it every day for the past 3 years. I am a Rife nerd, if you will. 4, I will tell you how to remove toxic chemicals from your body by using saunas, sweat therapies. I'll tell you how to supplement with minerals. I'll tell you how to use binders. I'll tell you how to use Spooky2 technology to detox and when to do it. I'll tell you how to avoid the terrain therapy to not get sick when you're treating yourself for cancer. I'll tell you how to do all of that. I'll tell you how to heal your chronic diseases and how to get rid of all the trash out of your body and how to be healthy again. Look at my website, drbillmcgraw.com. I've got contact info. There's seminars, all of the Rife treatment reviews, all of the reviews for my consultations that I do online using Zoom program. All that information is there. Okay. Now, don't forget all of the information on the internet that's available to you. There's Facebooks and YouTubes and all kinds of stuff, Q&As and Spooky2 support and all that stuff. Okay, the next seminar in May, I'm going to do anti-aging. Spooky2 has some new presets which are absolute dynamite for anti-aging. I've been using them and the results are interesting. Okay, so I want to engage that. I want to talk about how do we prevent aging, prevent wrinkles, keep our mobility. Remember, I treat retirees here in Panama. So I know all about aging, and I know right now I'm looking at frequencies, pardon me, to prevent aging and keep people young so that they can continue their lifestyles, right? Quality of life we talk about, right? Okay, so sources and more info. I always list my research articles that I've used, where to find more information. I haven't put up my books, but go to my website. You'll see my books and my e-publications. I wrote a book on mercury toxicity. It's 400 pages, 500 sources. I wrote a book on aluminum detox. It's 100 pages, 100 sources. And then I have EPUBs, which talk about detox of various chemicals, graphene oxide, glyphosates, forever chemicals, etc. Okay, I'm going to jump into this chat and start trying to answer a bunch of questions. Let's have a look. Okay. Okay, so Cheryl Brown, yep, I can't wait to see you guys too. Yeah, it's awesome to have you guys here. I really enjoy how much people are getting into these seminars. Okay, so how much do I charge? I charge $100 an hour to consult, but I will give you during that hour, I will tell you most everything you need to run the programs and reverse lookups, and I'll answer every question you have on chronic disease based on 15 years of research and 6 years of actual experience using Rife technology to heal people. I've done 50 cancers and I've helped everybody with just about everything. Remember, the only thing that has stopped me are people's brains. The webinar will be replayed on my website. Okay. You're all very welcome. Okay. I can't, Molly Padil, I think that's how you pronounce your name. You can send fingernails through the nail and have someone treat you, or you come to Panama City. I have people that travel all over Panama 6 and 8 hours away to come to get treatment by me because I've become so good at this. And it's not just that I've this genius person, it's just because I'm so determined and my brain works very well. So, and I've been using this for so many years that I've become very good at it. I've become really, really, really good at it. So that's why people know this, I think. So they come to see me. But otherwise you look for, there's other people in Mexico. There's other people do Rife technology in Mexico. Okay. Thank you so much for your comments. I really appreciate it. Okay. I'm going to go over the presets in a minute. Okay. Use a separate remote. Yes, that's right. Use a separate remote. Don't be in the same remote as someone who's very sick. Okay, so yeah, okay. Sometimes you don't get sick if you're in the remote with somebody who's sick. Okay, scalar with Gen X Pro. The Gen X Pro has attachments to put DNA in the attachments. So this is Eric Strands. Okay, so someone sicker than you, Lisa RN Hammer. So I think that you can get sick, but I think it's minor, the effect that you might get, but as opposed to the effect you're going to get for the remote. Okay. I don't know what that means, James LaFleur. I don't know what that means. Symptoms. Okay, yeah, you can experience symptoms from Scott. Okay, good. Okay, there's I think that's Yura, or we have somebody else new that's helping Yura as well. I can't remember her name. I'm really bad with names. I'm sorry, but she's there. That's where the John White is. That's not actually John White. That's you only need one piece of DNA, one fingernail. No, it has to be a piece of DNA, Molly. It cannot be just somebody's name. That's more along the lines of radionics. Okay, the digitizer slightly reduces the scale field energy. That's only when you're choosing a shell empty preset that you take out the digitizer. Clark Hinton, the digitizer is necessary for running shell empty presets. But you need, sorry, let's try that again. The digitizer is necessary for running scans, but it takes away some scalar field energy when you're running shell empty presets. Okay, do not use these pads while you're running the scalar machine. You run 2 scans at once. Well, you can run the hits, Jay, as long as you want using your hunt and kill, but I generally run them once or twice and then run a scan from the absolute top. Okay. 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 Yeah, there's Don Smith. There's 2 clinics in Canada. There's 2 clinics I'm training for people in Canada. One of them is Alberta. I can't remember the other one is. But if you want to send me an email, Don, I'll put you in touch with them. There's 2 clinics opening up in Canada. I won't tell you exactly where they are, who they are, but I'll put you in touch with them. Okay, run this program, Kristen, in the 24 hours a day in the XM generator remote. Okay, Molly, look up scalar energy on the internet. Okay, so I don't know about a shortcut, Catherine Edford. I'm going to say, well, we're going to go over that in a minute. Oh, yep. Okay, so we're getting through there. Okay, Joan. Thank you, Joan. McPherson. Generator X Pro is all you can get. Yes, reverse lookup with Gen X Pro. Ross. Smart and sassy aroma essential oil to help with rate control. You bet. Yep. Look at your essential oils. I'm really into them these days. Yep. Essential oils to input water, Joan. Absolutely. I generally use pads, Chad, I would say. Thank you, Heidi. I feel you too. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's funny. Okay. Okay. Yes, Eric, I totally agree with that. As far as how the medical industry is deteriorating. Look at The World Without Cancer by G. Edward Griffin. That will explain how the medical industry got so messed up. That's to Eric. Okay. Okay, Monica. Yeah, I have clients that are married that sleep in the scalar field together because they share bioenergy. Okay. The water can receive the frequency of the oil. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure what you mean, Vanessa, but I don't know what you mean there. Okay, Molly, you need generator X to start with if you're looking to begin with scans. Okay. There is just a lot of stuff I'm going through here. I know there's a lot of excited people. Yeah, to do the scalar, you need generator X. All right, to do the scalar, you need generator X. Generator X Pro is all they sell now. Generator X will run scalars, okay? Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to finish up there. Okay. Okay, I think this is mostly just conversations between people. Yeah, repair and regenerate organs, Akela. Yes, that you can repair and regenerate. There's tissue regenerate programs, wound healing, and also antiseptic programs using plasma work really well. Absolutely. Okay, I'm gonna use pictures of the machines. I've done that already. Okay, but um, on the internet, there's all these seminars where I go over, and all these other people in Spooky2 who go over how to use the machine, how to hook it up. Okay, absolutely. Okay, yeah, there is a genetic relationship, Monica, with becoming obese, but it's not everything. It's only a small part. Epigenetics. Thank you, Chad, for saying that. That's nice. Okay, thank you, Heidi. I love how people do that. They stick up for me. That's cute. I like that. Okay. Um, so yeah, I always go over and I set the stage or I set the table to go over what are we dealing with? Why do we need to talk about what obesity is? Okay. Cut the sugar from the diet. Yes, absolutely, Cheryl. Okay, thank you everybody for all your wonderful Dennis. That's funny. Yeah, well, okay, it's not actually BS. What happens is we have to really understand what obesity is, how to measure it, and how to combat it. Because I think combination therapies are really will work for everyone that's obese. Because that's what the research says. That's what my experience is what the research says. And that is what I think people need to do is combination therapies. So diet changes and everything else. Okay, so I don't think that just by flipping a fingernail into the machine and then going about your eating all your bad food is going to fix everything. People remember it's the brain. People need to commit to Joan McPherson is telling how to make distilled water. Thank you, Joan. Okay, so I think This is mostly just comments. Yeah, okay, be careful, Eric, with the distilled water. You need minerals. So you can't just drink distilled water. Yeah, there'll be a video up there. Coconut oil and ghee, yeah, absolutely. Help you lose weight and they're solve cravings for late night snacks because fats take longer to metabolize and they have a tendency to really help you with cravings. Okay, so okay. So I think this is mostly just okay, I think that this is mostly just comments. Yeah, and people are very switched on. I thank you all for your comments. They're all very interesting information. I bet that all of you study and know that your research as well. I'm sure by looking at what I'm seeing here. Okay, you guys are very busy. Okay. Okay, I'm going back to answer the latest. Okay, I'm going back to answer the latest comments and then we'll get into some questions and I'm going to open up the Spooky2 program and I'll see what's up with that. Okay, yeah, the old Generator X will work too. Just like the Generator X Pro. X Pro, look at the seminar John White did with all the changes to the X Pro. It does work better and so on. Okay. Okay, I use the imprint for water. I don't know about the sticker stuff. I don't really do that. I don't know about buying a mascot, Jimmy. You'd have to contact the seminar. Okay, 2 tablespoons of coconut oil and coffee and tea, Karen. There will be a link on my page to replay this. Thank you, Pamela. Okay, I'll show you how to choose programs in a minute. Kristen, stand by. Okay, thank you, Libby, for answering that. Okay. Okay, thank you, Don. Thank you, everybody. Okay, so Colleen, you need to look at all the rest of the seminar on the replay. Colleen Brown. Okay, I think that's about. Okay, I don't know Georgia. Oh, hey, Georgia. Nice. In Melbourne, who teaches this with the hands-on approach. I don't know. I really don't know. If there was, I would be happy to relate it. Xylitol. I don't know about the alcohol sugars. You're going to have to look that up. Okay, I would go, Pamela, I would look for YouTube and just put in search engine Spooky2 treatment or Spooky2 training. And then, of course, Yura is always helping. Yeah, there's beginner courses and all that. So. Okay, so now I'm going to open up the Spooky2 program. Okay, so. Okay, so I'm going to open up the program because everybody is talking about. I'm from the USA, Jack, originally from Pennsylvania. I lived in 5 countries already. So everybody wants to know that. Yeah, I think the fingernail will last 30 days and then you need a new one. Morgellons, yeah, you can treat Morgellons, but it's complex. Jay. Okay, I'm gonna open up the program and I'll just let me go back one more time and looking up all these. No, you can't, Lisa, you can't use my code with the 10% off. Use the 10% off. So the TENS pads we're gonna look at right now. Okay, so the Petronella, the Generator X Pro costs, I think $700-800. Detox can be imprinted in the water and then you drink it. Allison. No, I haven't used molecular weight, but you can. Okay, seizures. You can treat seizures by using hunt and kill, by using scans and treatments, Allison, and then finding out what's causing the seizures, such as manipulating brain function, brainwave function. Okay. Okay, I'm going to jump into the program, and there's still people, still people super busy. The Spooky2 program is free to download off the Spooky2 website. Okay, so let me get going here. I'm going to run, there's still 210 people with us, so I'm going to jump into the Spooky2 program. And I'll show you how to run it. Okay, here is the Spooky2 program. 3, 2, 1, hooray. Okay, so what do we do? Here's a hunt and kill program I just did. How do you run a hunt and kill program? How does that work? Well, this is the free program you download off the internet. You go to biofeedback, you go to generator X, hunt and kill, pardon me, control, overwrite, control tab, and hit scan. That's all you do. Then you attach the two tense pads previously left and right part of the stomach. It goes through the frequencies of 41,000 and 1.8 million hertz. All right. And when that's done, it appears like this. 10 frequencies, and then it automatically goes into the treatment phase. And the treatment phase, 3 minutes per frequency. Now, the next question you might have is, well, how do I do a reverse lookup? You do put 8x, you go to percent tolerance, go to 0.1 and hit go. Then this timer box appears, and then a box appears with all of the resonant frequencies associated with programs. This is how we do our diagnosis. Okay, so let's keep going again. How do you do, let's say, another biofeedback scan? Biofeedback scan, generator X, and this time high frequency scan, which goes from 41,000 to 18 million. You can also use a booster, and with that scan, go to control, override generator, number 4, and hit scan. How long did that take to organize the program to run a hunt and kill? Less than 5 seconds? Probably. How long does it take to hook up the generator X to the computer? 10 seconds. How long does it take to hook up the tense pads into the Spooky2 generator X? I don't know, 20 seconds. How long does it take to complete everything to get ready to do a scan? Less than 3 minutes. How long does the scan take? 8 minutes. How long does the treatment take? 30 minutes, 10 frequencies, 3 minutes per frequency. All right. Okay, we get an idea. How do you do this? How do you set up the remote? All right, so let's go set up a remote. Go back, use your arrows, go back. This time, shell empty preset, get remote. All right, hook your XM generator with your remote into the computer. The computer recognizes it. Hit healing, then go into program tab this time. Then what do you put in there? I want you to put in fat. Here's all your fat programs. Go down through. Okay. Oh, wow. Fat burn. Let's try these 3 programs. How long do they repeat? They repeat 3 hours and 39 minutes. That's too much. Then I hit remove duplicate frequency. How long do they repeat? 3 hours. Okay, that's good. Now I go into control, override into the generator that is open and not running. Okay. And then I hit start, and then it runs the frequencies through the fingernail 24 hours a day using the XM generator. So that's how you run the shell empty preset for a remote. How long does it take? Less than 30 seconds. How complicated is the program? It's easy. I can teach a grade school kid to do this. All right, no problem. Feedback scan with the scalar is a little more complicated. Scalar digitizer. Okay, run scalar digitizer on kill slave settings. I put in the G1 port, which for me, I think is what, 3? I can hardly see it here. 3 or 4? I think it's 3. So we put 3 in there. Then we hit control override generator, number 4. Then I go into preset, hit hunt and kill master, control override into number 3, and that's it. Hit scan. How long does that take? About 15 seconds. Is 15 seconds too long? No, it's not. It's not that long a time. Okay, you can do that. Okay, so I'm going back into the chat. Okay, XM is on sale. Okay, great. Okay, Catherine, the bouncing around is because I need to be able to put it down and do this in a reasonable amount of time. We're going to have the replay of the program available so that you can go negative speed, reduce it to 0.5x, and then go very slow, or just repeat it. Okay, over and over again. I realize that it's complicated, but let's face it, Catherine, when you got into a car and you first started to learn to drive, wouldn't it take a long time? But now how fast do you get in a car and start driving immediately? I've been driving a long time, Catherine. I'm good at it. I'm just trying to make the most of our time together. That's all. I need to know the reasoning behind every move. Well, you're going to have to watch more seminars. Yeah, hunt and kill is on scalar, Eric. Absolutely. The BFB finishes when it goes from 41,000 to 1.8 million hertz. It stops, and then you get your resonant frequencies. Okay. Hunt and kill generator. Well, it's the generator that shows up in the box. I will show absolutely. Yura and I'm sorry, I forget the name of the other woman. I'm bad with names, but we have two people helping us today. The online seminar next month. I'll do this all over again. Code is on my website. When can you see us, Petronella? You can see me again next month. Next month. Okay. Okay. The scalar, the meds and supplements work on the scalar receiver as long as you're running them. Okay. Okay. So scalar, master, and slave. You go into Fred. Go into the instruction manual, and you have to slowly, carefully go through that. Slow down the video. Go over it again and again. Okay, until you get it right. Remember, the first time you jumped into a car, you didn't start driving. You had to figure out how to put the car in gear and how to press the brake. Okay, Catherine, you got it. You got it. Okay. Yes, Natty Ridgway. Thank you for that comment. I appreciate that. You're also welcome. You know, hard work pays off. Okay. Yes, you need to do you can automatically, Fred, go from hunt and kill, go into the treatment phase, and automatically goes in. You do a reverse lookup using the reverse lookup area. Okay. Karen Gray, please speak slower and show it slower. Okay, but remember, we're going to replay this computer. Okay, so helping someone has breast cancer, Petronella, there's no such thing as a cancer cell that can't be killed with the frequency. I do it every day of my life. No, Monica, you can do any treatment, run 24 hours a day remote. If it's for pain, inflammation, okay, or detox, run through the remote. Just be careful with the terrain protocol. It's an extractor program. It's not really chelator. I see patients in person every day of my life, Sandra. I've got 175 Panamanian relatives here, and they all want me to treat them. So I do what I can. Reverse lookup, Fred, is to determine a diagnosis. Okay. Okay. James is laughing. Okay, good. That's good. Laughter is good. Let me go through. Okay, so let me go into, I think there's some Q&A. Maybe I want to go into that. Okay, yeah, that's mostly comments there. Okay, generator error, Chad. That is because replace the printer cable between the Spooky2 generator X and the computer. Okay. I'm very surprised he will be immune compromised. Okay, so let me keep going here before I get back to. Okay, Kristen, I treat dogs with the scalar field. I put them in a plastic box and I treat dogs. Or as they say, dags in some places. Yeah, Monica, you can use remote and scalar running together on different treatments. Okay, make sure you have, Monica, you have using the correct cable with the what do they call those magnets? Make sure you're using the correct cable when you're using the Generator X Pro with the plasma. Try a different USB port. Try a different computer. Scalar scan is my go-to scan for figuring out what's wrong with people. Avocado oil is good if it's fresh, but most of the time it's been sitting on a shelf. That's for Rhonda Collins. Okay. Okay, so use the tech for programming. Sally, I've gone over that. Okay, so Lyme disease, not to drink green tea, Sally. Okay, well, that's very specific, but I've always found green tea is full of antioxidant. So if there's something specific, then that's what you need to do. Okay. I don't know about a stem cell capsule, anonymous attendee. I don't know about that. Okay, yeah, scalar finds spike protein and destroys them. I do it every day. Thicker than you in remote, there's an idea that maybe the symptom is transferred. I run, David Adair, I run 24 hours a day. Okay, 24 hours a day. For things like pain, inflammation, and detox. If you start feeling bad for detox, you need to stop, especially with the terrain protocol. Okay, JD, maybe we should do more gallons. It's pretty complex. Next month is aging. Yeah, you can get a Herxheimer, Lisa, but you need to be careful. Don't overdo it. If you feel bad, just stop the treatment and then wait till you feel better. Do drink lots of filtered water, engage in sweat therapies. The 10% off, I think, Lisa, automatically comes out. Yes, there's programs to build and tone muscle there. Look for them. Put muscle in the search engine. Okay, so anonymous or whoever AA is. So the pro and cons for using TENS pads. TENS pads with the BFP is cheaper to use on Generator X. The scalar costs $2,200. That's one benefit. Scalar is more precise. It does heavy metals. It does vitamin deficiencies. Okay, but when you're killing stuff, it's best to use the plasma. Okay. Scalar is scalar field. I think is my go-to scan. The scalar is not as strong as the plasma. So there's enough pros and cons. Spooky2 equipment, Don, I would go with the Generator X Pro or at least the XM. I'm originally from Pennsylvania. The supplements and meds work forever as long as the scalar is working. Okay. Run the frequencies, John, as long as you need to on the scalar. As long as you need to. Yeah, Bella, I can teach you how to run Spooky2 in your clinic. I do it every week. Start and finish frequencies. You can use Parkinson frequencies also. Parkinson's caused by heavy metals. You can read my book, and that's for Libby Chavez. The name of my book is, you can go to my websites to see everything, drbillmcgraw.com. You put oil on the receiver because that's where it receives the frequencies, anonymous. You put water on the transmitter to transmit frequencies and imprint. Yeah, okay, so the frequencies of Regina wouldn't replace calcium. They would help calcium metabolism, but not replace it. Coconut and oil, 2 tablespoons, organic, freshly pressed. Molecular weight for EDTA is in the program. Michael. Yes, you can use it, Kristen, as a massage therapist. People do. Yeah, I've already answered that. Okay, the website. Lisa, you have to go to my website and look on, you know, oh boy, it's getting late. Okay, there is a BitChute program. It's like YouTube, but really they don't censor me, so I can say the word corona and virus, and I can say glyphosate, and they won't take my video down. So that's why I use BitChute. It's on there. Okay. Yeah, Scalar, Dave, Scalar is my go-to scan. I think it's more precise, more accurate, more variable, heavy metals, vitamins. It picks up viruses better. I think it's better. It's more precise. Yeah, vitamins, minerals run continuous every day, Robert. Scalar, you can use healing a hernia, Dave, with the remote. 10 spads are good for scans on Rife scans. They're complementary to the scalar scan is the Rife scan. Okay. The Rife scan. Let's see, hunt and kill. I run once or twice with the treatment, then I start from the beginning. Hunt and kill, heavy metal detox. I always start with saunas. Look at my books on my website. Yes, the scalar field is beneficial, but you need to run frequencies to kill parasites, Lisa. The hunt and kill will detect HIV specific frequency and kill. Yes, it will, Chad. Absolutely. I'm not going to get into the HIV thing. I probably will, but HIV is a carrier virus. It doesn't cause AIDS. Okay. It's a carrier virus that gets transferred through sex contact, but it's not what causes AIDS. AIDS is caused by immune deficiency from toxicity. All right. So that's the end of that. Ovarian cancer, you kill it through using the plasma with ovarian cancer frequencies. Okay. That's for Tom. Okay. Okay. So let's go back to this. Okay. Okay, so scalar imprints the water. Radionics is more it's more I'm gonna say desire, but it's more intention. It's like an intention experiment. Okay, so weight gain related to postmenopause, and absolutely you can go into the program and put in weights and it'll show you how to lose weight, fat gain, energy, obesity programs. Scalar is good, Dave, for healing a hernia, but also I think hernias are best treated on the remote attachment using quantum entanglement 24 hours a day. Okay, I think we're done. We've gone 2 hours and 20 minutes. I think that's good. Okay, thank you all very much. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for today. We've had so much fun, right? It's Miller time, as they say, right? So thank you very much. I think chats are going to be keto diet, intermittent fasting. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so that's it. Thank you all so very much. There's still 164 participants. I think I answered every single question and responded to every single comment there. I'll be back next month. All right. And we're going to do this all over again. I think we had probably 400 people. So there was a great seminar. We're going to do it all again. All right. And yes, once again, when we talk about aging, I'm going to talk about what causes aging, how do we age, before I get into the Spooky2, because I don't want people thinking that, well, all I need to do is press a button and I don't have to know anything. No, I want you to understand what the situation is. I want you to know what we're dealing with. I want you to learn to use your brain and use the internet to figure things, what is what, how to stay away from bad information, how to set your mind up for the problem. So when you engage Spooky2, you have an idea of what the problem is, how it's defined, where you're going to treat it, who needs to be treated for how long. And then when you set up and go after Spooky2, then you're ready to run. Then you're ready to treat. That's what I see. That's why I go into all these things, all these conditions. That's why I spend 10 hours going through the research. What is it? What is obesity? How do you find it? How do you treat it? Where do you go? What works best through the research? What is my experience? How is Spooky2 set up to do all this? You need to know what to do first. Look, if you just put a fingernail in a remote and then go eat 5 pounds of chocolate cake, it's not going to do anything. You have to engage in a multi-pronged approach. What is the multi-pronged approach? That was the first hour of the seminar, right? Diet changes, intermittent fasting, supplementation, eating more vegetables, Spooky2 equipment, treating obesity, fat burn, energy, etc. So that's why I do all that. There's always 1 or 2 people. Well, I just want to know how to run the program. I just want to push a button and then, go to the buffet. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. There is no simple answer, but there is an answer that works for everybody. It's called multi-prong approach. That's what works. That's what works. Look at the research. Look at this video that I just did, this seminar. You will find that multiple therapies work. The multiple therapy approach works. It's not just pushing a button on Rife Spooky2. It's not just avoiding hog fat at the buffet. I'm getting kind of weird because I'm tired. Okay, I gotta go. We're gonna end it. Okay. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. It's been great. Okay, I will see you next month. Take care of yourself. Contact me if you want a consultation. Peace out. I love you guys. Take care. I'll see you next month. Bye-bye.